I never heard whether the country canceled Halloween or not. Nobody told the ghosts. I had been following up, but that was ages ago. They brew a brew, they ask you what's in it. You can't go chasing that for them, they'll have to do it. The view hasn't changed this winter. First, you have to rein your life in like a pack of horses. Give them a small treat for doing as you say, each one, and say its name. It wasn't rainy and I started playing a YouTube video of it being rainy and it started to rain. That's nothing. I know, but do you have your umbrella? How far along are the trees, green and yellow? First they will overwhelm you with the mere existence of it and then with its volume, which they think is about speed. The chick is psycho. First of all, how could you? Could you imagine doing this to someone and then being salty with them because you did this? But she is probably embarrassed. She resents you seeing her this way. Well, she's psycho. Yes, well, we both see that. I need to fire her. You can't yet. I can't see what value this girl will ever be able to bring to the operation. I know, but you know how it is. You wouldn't necessarily see it yet, but that has nothing to do with whether it turns out to be there. It is not a good autumn. Let me tell you, though, I covet that downtown apartment, the one with the 3 consecutive bookcases under the window seat, and that building has been condo-style residences for 200 years. You don't know who all used to live there. My stomach is growling. It could be anything. I don't need your money. Girl, where have you been for 2 days, and you're still not out there catching the real guys? You're in here lying. You all must be joking. What was the first real job Cupid had when she moved to the city? Making appointments. That was all. She didn't even find the contacts or set it up. She literally just kept track of who was supposed to be where and when, and she barely did that. Let me tell you something. When you are obsessed with romantic love, you will forget the rest of the world, and hear me out. That's why they promote it so hard. That's what they want. Get you running around chasing tail. Here, play this like a piano for 10 minutes and see where it gets you. When you read it back, it's really creepy. Are you still saving can tabs? That's a thing, like arrowheads, except from a little later on. Same. They don't give everyone a bow and arrow. They just give everyone something, like a pen and clipboard, or a microphone and tape recorder, or a clicking machine and a van. I saw that van parked in Center City the other day, by the way. I didn't even intend to walk that way. I had never walked that way before and just veered off. It was that same tendency that once saved you from a fate worse than this, not for lack of trying. Making sense is lying. If sense wanted to be made, it should have existed. There is some truth in everything everyone says. Will you let that go already? He was so young back then, he didn't know. Okay, but it was really dumb, and I still think it shows a tendency. You have to stop auditioning people, though. They haven't applied for anything. They aren't here for you. What are all these people doing here then? A different thing, each one of them. That one is fixing the clock. That one is washing the window. That one is raking the carpet. That one is tearing its hair out. That one is supervising the babies with the magazines. All the boys wanted the girl from the movie. Do you know how small you have to look to get in there? But nobody can be that small. So you know what she would do to make it? Tell me. Get farther away. She would go far away and then turn and put on her show, and nobody would know she was so far away. They would think she was small enough to fit in there. It's a wonderful trick of the stars. It's a sleight of hand that is not so slight because someone would need a really dazzling set of eyes to see it. They can hide it in plain sight forever. There's a lot of shit people have really never heard of, and they just go around bumping into walls. How many folds do you make in the paper before it can fly? They spent 7 years researching paper airplanes. But that's one of the costs of doing business. You don't always explore the right things, because if you're doing it right, you don't know until you look into it. Like a telescope. You don't know until you look into it. Let's feed this in and see how many times it takes to see this many words at once. Stop breaking the fourth wall. She's the one doing it, but it's her job. She should be the only one doing it. That's why we have jobs. Division of labor was one of the worst ideas ever. It leaves you reliant on teamwork, which will leave you dead sooner rather than later. If you want to go far, go alone. If you want to drop dead, go together.